is here. Damn it. Shit. What's your name? My name is, I need to get my props together. Hi, my name BK. And tonight, well, it's a lot of things happening and not happening. But it was late. I am up. My Capricornness needed to work on something. And my Pisces needed things. And my Scorpio just was ready. So yes, hi, welcome to the channel. If you are new, hi, my name is Will BK, Spiritual Renegade Potential Guru. Yes, I am. And here I am, just humbly living my life quietly because I have sleeping peoples in the background. But so I'm here again. Oh, if you're returning, what's up? My name BK. We in Detroit with it. Usually we are here in Detroit with it. I just came in from a little walk, and it is something going on in the air. I would say it's just Mercury retrograde, but it's not. I feel like it's eclipse season. This is the season in this time of year this year for a lot of eclipses to be happening, and that means that new life, new changes, and brand new things is coming into space, in your life, right? But we're also dealing with this Mercury retrograde in the sign of Gemini, which is the home sign for, the home planet for Gemini, Mercury. But that just means that this is going to be a more intense Mercury retrograde than most. 222 on the clock. So this is definitely going to be one of those ones where you see a lot of recurring themes of like past relationships, siblings, travels, things and that things of that nature and things and whatnot. If you come in, tap in. I usually have my other phone with me so I can keep an eye on like comments and times and whatever else, might come in through the phone while I'm doing this on one phone. But that's not how it worked tonight. 313 on the clock. So let's talk about what's going on in Detroit. So lately, I personally have been going through some things in my personal life. Good, bad, and well, actually, nothing really bad, to be quite honest. My life has been amazing. But just lots of changes. And because a lot of these changes for me and my personal occurred in a time where this was after I'm no longer dealing with anybody, friends, family, significant others, things of the sort, and what's not. I'm getting like a brand new start at a lot of things. It's summertime. It's almost Cancer season. Meaning, and for me as a Capricorn, that's my shadow side. So all the things that have been going on internally that I don't talk about, it's all coming to the forefront right now. And I'm gonna take this scarf off. It's too tight. So yeah, just for me personally, it's like God gave me a do-over for a lot of things in a lot of ways. God told me this year that this year, being that this is a 6 year, meaning success in all endeavors, it's time for me to do some things right this year, just for me, right? So God told me that basically, and this might be a channel message for us all, because I just seen 4, 5, 6 progressions. This And this is what God told me personally, right? And before you question things, listen. Yes, I am me. Yes, this is not mine. Yes, I am a divine feminine. But in a lot of ways, I'm an empress. But in a lot of ways, people don't know how to handle that because empress energy in a male body is just something. Empress or high priestess or the female magician energies is usually an energy of because I just asked somebody today. I was talking to this Aries, right? Heterosexual Aries, and it's like, because Aries is a fire sign. Aries represents one of the most masculine signs, and this was a heterosexual that I see on a regular. Now, when we have a cordial, copacetic type of relationship where we can communicate about things, you know, I asked some questions just about how this person received me. And one of the words that they used to describe me and my flavor of energy per se is sassy. Now, I don't have a problem with that. A lot of people describe me as sassy, but it just reminded me of really just like, especially one of the things I had recently talked about on my channel. Probably one of the only other videos you'll see me in a wig on this channel. But who knows? A lot of things are going to be changing going into the future. Who knows? But yeah, one of the words that was used to describe me by this masculine was, sassy, gay, feminine. Now, I didn't take gay as, gay is just gay. Gay means happy to me. Gay means, living out loud in no matter in whatever way you live out loud. Like you can be gay and heterosexual. You can be gay and a dyke. You can be gay and a dolphin. Give a damn. Just give a damn. But yeah, gay just to me just means, somebody who is joyously living in their life and in whatever way that means. So gay is one thing. But sassy took me to a place of a lot of people call me sassy. I don't know what that means. I know that I am intelligent, I am competent and capable. I have a strong foundation of I know who I am internally and I'm not gonna let nobody, you know, take that from me. But confirmation, somebody's okay, so here's what it was, and this is really what kind of made me go live. Because I have been planning on doing a video all day. Kind of all day yesterday too, but I've been tired. I feel like I've been tired lately because in this time, that's so much better. In this time, especially when we about to go into a time of like the next 3 weeks of you about to see a lot of shit pop up back in your life of things that you thought you had like released, graduated from, or let go of, or people that you weren't even talking to for a long time. It has already started. It started with Libra. And Libra, let me just say, because Libra is supposed to be one of the most non-biased, fair, balanced, non-judgmental, and like, put together, like stable signs. It's a cardinal. It's supposed to be like the confirmation 2, 3, 4, another progression. But Libra is supposed to be the energy of, like a balanced mind, somebody who kind of like internally, mentally got things together and in terms of like the spiritual and like psychic things, like Libra is supposed to be one of the most psychic telepathic signs and understanding of people's not necessarily emotions but motives and intentions, sort of, kind of. And so I kind of have that about me. It's, I don't even have Libra in my chart. I'm not a Libra in any way, but I'm a Libra in every way. And so um I just recently, came across somebody in my life, and this is the energy of the beginnings of because I thought we were still in the shadow. I hadn't checked the astrologies and planets and things. Turns out we are in Mercury retrograde in Gemini. So again, home sign, home planet. This is the intensity of like 3 times the Gemini type energy, and Gemini represents communications, travels, understanding of languages, siblings, your ideas and your intelligence and how information moves throughout your brain, right? And so I'm not gonna say I had like a negative interaction with a Libra. What I will say is me, being the Scorpio that I am, being the Capricorn that all the things I can do through Christ who strengthens me, and being the Pisces who understands all and sees a lot of things most don't see. Just when I come into people's lives, just my energy in general, I'm a karmic. I'm a very heavy karmic. I'm a very divine, but I'm divine karmic, meaning I'm of God in all the ways. But when I come into a person's life, it's because something or everything about a person's life is about to change. And so, yes, so I illuminate things, I enlighten things, I bring attention to things that weren't receiving attention before. And a lot of times, because of just the energy that I carry as a person, people bring me things. Like people tell me secrets. I can, because I'm tapped into all of the spiritual outlets and things. I can get information on anybody in any way. I can pull cards on you. I can read auras. I can tap into the light and the darkness if I have to. I try not to tap into the darkness because, but long story short, I know a lot of things. I know everybody's business if I want to, and so it don't make sense to try somebody to cross somebody or to argue with somebody about things that has none of your business and it's nothing to do with you, especially when they know all your business. Yeah, and then it's always especially fun for me when people like to try to make scenes and cause chaos around me, just knowing that I know a lot of things that I shouldn't know. And so I could easily expose a lot of things that is not my business, but I'm not a messy person. I try not to be petty either, but you know what? Pisces, petty. And so, but yeah, so I was talking to the Aries, right? Um, and that was just a channel message of stop pulling on my energy and stop fucking with me before I really start stepping into the dark. God told me this is a year of success in all endeavors. And that means balancing and integrating of things, meaning I've been real good and real quiet for a long time. Try me. But yeah, so I was talking to the Aries, right? I'm supposed to be finishing up this wig. I've been doing wigs. I have a wig on now because it helps me get into the energy of wigs, doing hair and making wigs. Trying to get this done before the end of the night. But so the Aries had described me as, fun and sassy and gay and just basically I know who I am and I know who I am and Aries knows who Aries is. And even though we come from two different cloths, I'm a divine feminine. This person is a divine masculine, masculine. That's a psychedelic masculine, right? And so we have a lot of similarities. We're both cardinal energies, meaning we're initiators, we're starters. Aries initiates energy, Capricorn changes foundations and physical things, right? So I'm doing, having interactions with an Aries, changing their life in physical ways, and they're illuminating things in my life, brightening energies and basically putting a fire under my ass in some ways of this is just some stuff about my life that maybe, I probably wouldn't have noticed if it wasn't for the baby of the zodiac, because the baby of the zodiac likes to be the first in a lot of things. And so it was just I know how I come across, but also at in a lot of ways and situations, I don't know how I come across. Like I don't know how people receive me. I know everybody loves me, but everybody don't like me. And that's fine. But you will respect me. I'm like Khalees. What she say? You don't have to love me. You don't even have to like me, but you will respect me. And so I'm bossy. My name BK. But yeah, so this Mercury retrograde I'm seeing already in my life and in practice is gonna be one of those ones of an intense oh wow, I didn't know that. I mean, I've been living my life as if I should have known that, but I did not know that. And it's probably going to come from a lot of people who you're very loosely associated with. And it's really probably going to put you in a place in a mental space of Should I do this or say this, or am I wrong for thinking this? Because, hold on, my camera is sliding. They said it is time for some motion. Because I'm just holding, they tell me this all the time. You should be talking and holding things. There was a hole I was trying to cover up. Shout out to my mans. That's always right where I need them to be for the things that I be looking for when I'm looking for them things. And I always find them. But yeah. So this is supposed to be like an 18 and up line. This I'm not gonna reveal too much, but blonde and inches. So all I'm gonna say is blonde and inches. You'll see shortly, probably in a couple hours, because I'm gonna give it to me. It will ever. I have a process. But all that to say, be careful where you place your mind at in this time, where you put your feet down and travel at, and who you talk to, because there are a lot of things and a lot of ways in which business is gonna come out, and it's just what it is. The good, bad, ugly, the unexpected, the all of that. It's just a time for really. Okay, so I've been studying astrology for a long time. Confirmation. This is exactly, I guess, where a lot of people need to place their thoughts and intentions at for this time. It'll probably help a lot, right? Because when I talk to people about astrology, I tell them this, especially when I'm talking to people about their life and behaviors and what they need to learn in this life based on their astrology. When it comes to retrograde energy, right? It is two things. It is one, very intensely, more so, more powerfully, the energy of exactly what it is, right? Because we went through earlier this year, we went through Mercury retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. So it was very intensely Aquarius. It was weird. It was unexpected. It was unorthodox. It was a lot of things. But in the same way that a retrograde makes something more of what it is, it also makes it completely the opposite, right? So even though it was Mercury retrograde in the sign of Aquarius in the middle of the winter in January, right? The energy that it gave off felt a lot like Leo energy in the middle of the summer, just for no reason, and attention had to be placed on a lot of things. We were also going through a Venus retrograde in Capricorn, meaning like at this very time. See, miscommunications is going to be big this at this time of year. But what was I saying? So yeah, because even though it was Aquarius season, even though, we are going through the things, we were going through two retrogrades at the same time. A Venus retrograde, meaning what is it truly that you actually value? What is your morals, and how true to yourself are you and the things that you love? Like, do you love change or stagnancy in your life? Do you love initiation or depreciation? Do you like, are you building up, are you building a new car and driving off the lot with it, or is you going to the used car dealer and getting something 20 years old for $5, type shit. But it was also, are you uniquely you? Because this was the Mercury retrograde part. Are you uniquely you, being exactly who you are, standing in your uniqueness? Apparently, I had to go through some things because my camera keeps sliding. But are you being uniquely you? This was in January. Are you following your path and standing in your purpose? Are you healing things that need a healing? And so, because it was also Leo energy, it was because air is earth energy. Are you feeling like yourself? Are you knowing who you are? But at the same time, are you attracting in the things into your life that resonate with your frequency? And where are you placing your actions and energy at? Because Leo represents the sun, illumination, gravity, heat, generosity, friendship, love, and all them great things. But okay, I just have to say, because I'm a Capricorn, I'm very Capricorn. I'm all the way Capricorn. My whole life is Leo and Taurus. I know everything about Leos and Tauruses. They don't be all like that. But now, and we can just go move on from that. Right now, we are in May. This is Gemini season, right? This is a Mercury retrograde, so it's very, very intensely Gemini shit, right? Duality, lovers, languages, love language, the love language. and um, how well you communicate, and your method of madness of like the process of movement of getting things done that you do. Now, that part is important because that is very opposite of Gemini, where Gemini is thoughts and communication. The opposite or the shadow side of a Gemini is a Sagittarius. Now, I have these two girlfriends who, one is a Gemini and one is a Sagittarius. They's real close, but they is real opposite. They like twin flames. They so the same, but they so different. And so, with this being a very like focused energy and time in your life to focus on things in your past, it's all about Sagittarius represents fun, enlightenment, teachings and lessons, right? Gemini represents study, communications, languages, and connections. And so, are you connecting with your higher self, right? Are you like are you following this path based on the right mindset, right? Because you might be living life and going down a path and doing things and shit and whatnot, but you may not be looking at things properly. 2121 when I said that. So it's the energy of adulthood. It's like, now see, no matter how old you are, everybody feels like eventually in their life they reach this status of like grownness, where like, basically can't nobody tell you shit at that point in your life. Doesn't mean you're mature, doesn't mean you're the smartest in the room, doesn't mean you're an actual adult. It just means that you feel like at this point in your life can't nobody tell you shit. I'm almost there. And so when it comes to being grown, like, hey, hey Sarah, my girl. When it comes to being grown, like, right, it's a lot of things. Oh, I just heard Nicki Minaj in my head. What did she say? Nicki Minaj said, and I quote, being a boss nigga entails a lot of things. Conversely, and in the same token, being a bad bitch also requires a lot of things, right? You have to be able, so I'm divine feminine. So that means like in standing in my power, I am like bad bitchness at its finest, right? We is smart, we is sassy, we is sensual, we sexy with all the feels, all that. Divine masculine, right? Because this is definitely a time for getting back in touch with divine masculine energy. This is are you producing? Are you creating? Are you like building? Do you have a sturdy foundation of I know where I came from and what I came to do and I'm about to do that type shit. Like, now Aries, the Aries in my life is really illuminating, a lot of ways in which, okay, I just heard this too. So this time in this Mercury retrograde, and this is probably going to last for about 3 weeks, this is a time where are you standing in your passions, right? Are you doing what you love? Are you putting in the necessary energy in the types of things that make you happy, right? Because no matter what you're doing, you're putting energy into something. So if you're not doing anything, you're putting energy into stagnancy and inaction. If you're doing something, you're putting energy towards that, whichever it is that you're doing, right? And so you might be doing things and might be doing it and doing it and doing it swell, so I don't get sued, right? But are you doing it for you or somebody else? Are you doing it for the right reasons? And is it making you happy at the end of the day? Because divine masculine says that I have all things because I've attained all things, because I got out and worked hard for the things that I want and I put the work into maintaining the things that I have, right? Whereas like divine feminine energy is, ooh, I feel good, I love it, and because I feel good and I love it, anything that is the same energy as me feeling good and loving on myself and standing in my power, those things are just going to manifest in my life. Just like, and so it's the same energy of divine, meaning, higher self perspective, being the best person that you could be, and also tapping into the divine of like your ancestors, your higher ups, your team. I call your team, each one of us is an independent individual and we come from a lot of things, right? So your team is like your ancestors, the God you subscribe to, like the ascended masters of people who have walked in your same footsteps earlier in life and paved the way or made a little further, the people you look up to, like your demons, like the things you've had to get over in life because, excuse me. And it's and I thank you because that was important too. Like it's also an energy of realizing your inner strength, your mental strength, and the strength of your vibe, right? Sagittarius is the vibe. So Gemini asks you in these 3 weeks because everything you thought you had a handle on and you know, thought you had made sense of in your life, all of those same things are going to reappear like a retest, like a pop quiz, like, hey, did you study? But it's going to be in the form of like, did you did you research the best form of this argument to win this case without putting in too much energy and stressing yourself out, right? Can you say the right things at the right time and be just like on it? Like, and so Gemini says, are you saying and doing the right things at the right time? But Sagittarius says, like, have you really learned the lesson? And where is it leading you? Because Gemini and Sagittarius both represent movement or travel. One is like astral travel, the movement inside the brain, and one is like the movement of energy, like, right time, right place, divine timing. I'm feeling an energy right now. Somebody's trying to tap in. And I just heard Aries Aquarius. Okay. So what's Aries Aquarius? See, night and day. This is very much an energy of night and day. And this might also be a time in a lot of people's lives. Like me personally, for instance, I'm 28. So 27 and a half. Excuse me. So towards the summertime last year, because they just told me it's important for me to be vulnerable and open sometimes. But I'm 28 now. I turned 28 in January. So in the middle of the summer last year, I'm guessing is when Aquarius, I'm sorry, when Saturn, I have a Saturn in Aquarius, meaning my lessons are always unique to me and my karma is based on exactly what I attract. But I started going through my Saturn return. I had just come out of a dark night of the soul. Same energy, but one is like circumstantial and one is just like inevitable. Everybody goes through a Saturn return at least once. They only happen every about 30 years. Mine started at 27 and a half, meaning for the next like 5 years, my whole life is going to break down and I'm going to have to put it back together. But it's all based on the karma that I have, the lessons that I've learned, and the work that I've already put into my life so far. So things have not been going so bad. The Dark Night of the Soul, however, that was shit. That was like a complete like so the Dark Night of the Soul is kind of like when you like are stepping into a new phase of your life, but in order to get to the manifestation of like actualizing that new phase and getting to the beginning of the start of a new story, you kind of like gotta you gotta take a lot of tests. You gotta do a lot of things, let go of a lot of things. You gotta see all the ways that your life is not the way that it's supposed to be or something. And it is a test of sorts. Excuse me, it gets strong in the middle. Let go is a good one. So it's like it's really like so here is all your shit. Here is all your dark sides, here is all your demons, here is all the things wrong with you. here are all the ways that other people see you as a bad person. Here are like this is just dark night of the soul, mind you. And so it's like in a lot of ways it's a glow up. Like you're literally in real life, you're graduating to a next level of something, but the dark night of the soul is like I just heard boss battle. Like you done beat a lot of stages in your life. You went through a lot of things and you've gained a lot of experience. And so now you have to go into your little toolkit and I'm seeing right now I'm just seeing a lot of video game things going on in my head because when I was a kid, when I was younger, I played a lot of video games. And so like in a lot of games where you get to be a person and follow missions and things, a lot of times you get this set like you get this is your characteristics and traits. These are your abilities and this is what you start off with, right? As you progress through the game, right? You you look at those things that you started off with and you either change those things or you make them better, you upgrade those things. So the dark night of the soul is like an energy of like here are the traits that you've been using in your everyday and now here is the chance to switch those traits up a little bit. Like, do you want to upgrade your communication skills? Do you want to, um, upgrade your defense and your offense? Do you want to upgrade your barriers and your shields? Do you want to upgrade your entire life? Do you want to change venues and location? Are you having bad relationships with people type things? And so, like, in building up yourself and realizing the type of person you are, it's like the whole world, the whole universe, God and the devil themselves, because it's the same energy. It comes to test you and be like, all right now, so this is what you claimed, this is what you did, and that's what you're looking for up there. So now here I am to stand in the way and be all the things that you said you got over, just to see if you are like strong enough for the next stage of life. It's a very much like evolve or die, adapt or die, like learn or die, go with the flow or die type things. Because in a lot of ways, and especially in times of dark night of the soul, it really feels like everything you're going through is like a life or death situation. But Dark Night of the Soul is again, it's a circumstantial energy because it comes to you in a time where something personal about you has changed in your life based on what's going on that you've done in your life so far. Now, a Saturn return is exactly that. But a Saturn return more so looks at the type of soul that you were given, the body that God gave you, and the astrological placements and time and space that you were born into. And it's like, okay, so for the past 28 years, this is the path you've been on, and this is what you say you've learned, and this is the discipline that you have, and these are the boundaries and restrictions that you've been faced with, and here are like all of the authority figures that was telling you no all this time. Like now you have some authority about yourself, and now what do you want to do? And so a lot of times in the Saturn return, and I feel like I guess I'm talking about this, for so long because this is something that maybe a lot of people on my channel are also going through, or also these are going to be big themes for this Mercury retrograde. Um, and maybe you need to check your air placements in your birth chart, especially your third house, your Gemini house, your Libra house, your Aquarius house, your seventh house, and your 11th house, right? But and also wherever you have Capricorn, Aquarius, or Gemini, because we've been in energy for a while. But so the Saturn return is okay, because Saturn represents Capricorn, represents the father, right? So it's like Big Daddy is showing up, and Daddy had gave you a list of chores and things to accomplish before Daddy showed back up at the door on the did I say pedestal? Stoop at the stoop at the beginning, at the door, whatever. And so when daddy gets back to the door, if you ain't did all the things daddy told you to do, not daddy gotta whoop your ass. Things daddy told you to do, not daddy got to whoop your ass, but if you did do all the things that he told you to do, now daddy might have a reward as some money and some, he might pat you on the back and say, good job. It's not going to hurt at all. But because Saturn represents, cardinal Earth, the movement of like tectonic plates, like the ground shifting underneath your feet. When you go through this time, and we go through major transits for all the major planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, um, I'm sorry, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So we go through all of the transits, but they're all on different times. Like we go through Mercury transits 3 to 6 times a year just because it's a faster moving planet than we are. But like things like Pluto, Uranus, Neptune, Saturn, things like that, those are things that we only like really get to look at and experience in our lives like once or twice because it's such a huge energy that comes from such a long ways, and it's a generational thing basically. By the time it hits you, like it's time for you to literally be a whole different type of person, or you didn't make it that long, type shit. And so because Saturn represents all these things, the father, time, um, stability, and disability, right? I just heard both of those words together. Insta disability, instantaneous karma. I don't know, but it really just makes you evaluate everything that you've ever been through in your entire life up until now. And that's why it makes your whole world fall apart because you realize like almost at 30 like it's some themes and some things and some times and some experiences that are not for me but I've been living in for quite a while, and so either it's going to kill me or I'm going to stay stuck in fear cuz Capricorn represents fear and anxiety. um Either I'm going to stay stuck in this cycle that's been hurting me for the last 30 years, or I am willing to be the fool in the tarot. That means taking a leap of faith and, pressing forward, even though you may not have all of the information at hand right at that moment. But I will either be the fool in the best way and change my whole life and take this leap, or I will be the fool in the worst way and stay stuck here knowing that these things are not good for me and killing me slowly and softly, but I was just too scared to do anything about it, and so it's going to do something about it for me, type shit. Now maybe for a lot of people right now in this time, I'm sorry, this hair is starting to get hot on my neck. How do y'all do this? um for a lot of people, I guess in this time, because this is going to be one of those intense retrogrades that we don't even experience, but like once every like this is almost like a generational type of transit. Like this is twin flames, divine counterparts. This is like the the truths that you lived by for years and the lies that you've been telling other people and yourself for decades. Like this is really like, okay, I guess that's why this is so big because in a Saturn return, all of your relationships change too. So this Mercury retrograde is going to be significant in the fact that you are going to re-examine every relationship in your life, right? And decide, I guess now and possibly forever, or at least maybe the next 10 years or so, who knows, if you are the type of person that you would like to see in this type of relationship and living up to those, you know, tenets and requirements and responsibilities of being that type of person to another person or being that person in this relationship type of things. You're going to like come across people who have been you've been attracting this energy of this certain type of person your whole life, and it's really finally taking a stock and inventory of, well, if I'm attracting this kind of person, what kind of person am I really? And like really seeing like the ways in which communication can be so effective or detrimental and just like, okay, my family told me this, and these are the superstitions and traditions that we live by, but the world says this, and in reality, in real life, it's looking like this. And so is this is basically a time for shakeups, and at every aspect of your life, you're gonna ask yourself, does this even make sense? And if it don't make sense, why am I even here? And if it's not making sense, it's not making change. And if it ain't making change, it ain't making dollars. So it makes sense so you can make dollars. I think that was the end of my channel message. I'm seeing numbers now. And as I said that, even though I've been playing with all of this hair for the past 40 minutes, this hair, and well, not this hair, I've been playing with that earlier. It's time for me to get back to work, I guess, or something or whatever. Oh, and also, okay, this is important. This is they shouted this at me. My team said, "Hold up, BK. Tell the people this. This is important because earlier I was channeling Libra energy and Aquarius energy and Saturn energy, all for this Gemini energy, and all three of those together. When you look at them as astrological figures, the numbers, or even in the tarot, when you put them three things together, is really the energy. And I just saw 4114. So like, are you reflecting who you truly are, or are you a fraud? Is this fraudulent forgery activities? And are you taxing and tithing? Are you taxing others and paying your tithes? Are you taxing others and not paying your tithes? Are you taking tithes but not doing your taxes? I think I said the same thing twice. See, but it's very much like what is true, what makes sense, and what's true, what makes sense, and how can I use that information either to my advantage or in the right way, in the best way? How can I communicate better? Um how can I express my ideas and emotions with my loved ones better? Do I love this person? Should I communicate? Is this a secret or should everybody know? Is it even true? Does it make sense? If it don't make sense, this is something that either I need to let go or I am willing to sit in this energy and see these same people and do these same things and have these same conversations and go to these same places over and over again until I learn it again. And the next time you have the chance to reevaluate things like this in your life, it could be years, it could be your next dark night, it could be your upcoming Saturn return, it could just be a tower moment. And a tower moment represents Scorpio, death, transformation, and rebirth. It's going to be it. So if you, this is like the best time to release karma, get closure, like really get back in touch with that you know for sure that you know. 4311 when I said that, the truth of the matter. 11 is sides. Sometimes when we're on this side and we see 11, it represents the other side. One, two, three, four backwards. And when you're on the other side and you see 11, that represents this side. 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so it's very the basics. This is very much a time for Aries, Cancer, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. I call them the babies of the zodiac, the least, um, the youngest of souls, and I almost said least evolved, but the ones who just are a lot more in ego energy. Like I'm the type of person where I don't talk much about my life. I'm a very private person. I don't have many relationships, and a lot of people consider me like aloof or secretive or private or whatever, what have you, just because my life is my business and my business is the house of abundance. And if it's not either of those things, or you're a person in my space right now that I have to focus attention on, that's not my business. Because my business is the house of abundance. And I thank you. But this is it's really like an egoic energy. Like me, like based on my chart, I really technically don't have an ego. Like Scorpio touches other people's souls and their feelings. Capricorn is the father, meaning provider and caretaker for everything around them. And then Pisces is just the other side. We're not even here no more. But all of those signs come after Virgo. Virgo is the sixth. So like Leo is the most intensely self-absorbed, like selfish, like egoic, like hi, I am the sun, revolve around me. Um, Virgo is service, meaning, it was about me, but it's about me and what I can do for you, right? The first four signs, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer, are very young and very like, okay, but what about me? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, where does that leave me with? Or no, you don't understand. This is how I'm thinking. You saying what you want to say and thinking how you think, but you don't get me. And then like I know how you feel because I know how I feel, but I'm gonna keep those things to myself and like use how we both feel to get something out of that for me type things. That was really Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. And so until you cross that threshold of like, this is not my life, it ain't even about me, and this is not my business, a lot of things affect you personally and the way you feel and think. And I think that's what this Gemini Mercury retrograde is going to be about. Like, is how much are you letting other people and their things and society and the world at large and the powers that be, everything that is outside of yourself, how much are you letting that actually affect you and your thoughts and feelings and how you think and your thought processes and your overall, demeanor and mindset? Is it are you letting things outside of you hold you back because you just don't understand that it's not even that deep? Or are you looking way too deep into things, trying to find meaning outside of yourself because you haven't found that within yourself, or you are not putting that into yourself type things? But you know what? This is almost an hour long video, and I thank you. My name BK, and I will see y'all soon. We was actually supposed to talk about death and sex and a whole bunch of 18 plus themes, but due to the company I'm currently in, I just think that would be a little inappropriate, awkward, and ass backwards and uncouth. Those are just literally the two words I just heard. Now my whole head is ringing. So I may come back very shortly with some cards because I'm getting downloads. Otherwise, my name BK. Hey Sarah, you are wonderful. Thank you for tapping in and being here. You probably were the only people that will actually like engage with me in my lives so far, but that's just because I'm a nobody in Detroit right now. And I am somebody. I am, I am BK. Yes. And so maybe I'm just not in the right space for things to be working out how they're supposed to be for this type of year. And that's another thing, and this is gonna be my last thing, that this Mercury retrograde and probably the rest of the year themes is gonna represent, especially this one because it's Sagittarius and Gemini, right? And they both represent travel. Am I in the right place at the right time for for my time to shine? Because it's my time to shine, but it's still a lot of things that like are not for me that I'm still attached to, and I'm learning that you can be detached and still fully in love. It's like that last step from the Avatar show when he had to like in two chakras ago when he was working on his heart, he had to connect to all the things that he loved and were dear to him and held weight on his spirit. But then two chakras later, three chakras later, like where just like 10 minutes ago, well, depending on how fast you get through your spiritual things, but like just 10 minutes ago in this 30-minute show, he was just working on his heart and had love for everything and everybody. But now, in order to step into his full power, he has to let go of everything earthly attached that he held dear ever in his life and say, you know what, I do love that, but I love that you love that. I love that it is, and I love that you love that, and I love that that's for you, but it's not for me. But I have love is just in a different way. And so, yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. My name is BK. I'm about to continue to relax, catch these downloads, finish this work, and see you soon. Watch another one. And oh yeah, I've been doing hair lately. Once again, as you can see, we're in wig mode. I'm not even really a wig wearer for real, but because I'm a hard worker and I tap into energies, it was just definitely like having a wig on definitely gets me into the energy of like I literally have a wig on the brain. I am a little wiggy, and it helps me get things done. And then, creation is a feminine aspect, and when I create, I be feeling divine. But yeah, that was it. So yeah, I'm out here. If you're in Metro Detroit, check out my description. We does all types of services. The House of Abundance with your star player BK. Who just cannot wait and would love to, and is just anticipating and already seeing how great it's gonna work out for us to connect. Tap in with me, baby. And shout outs to all the other readers. It's a lot of biologically cis divine feminines out here on the YouTubes. And I don't have titties, so I can't make subscribers off of my body. And so, but here I am once again. My name BK. Can't wait to tap in with you again. Have a great wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you with. And if you're watching this right now during this Mercury retrograde, look at the two people next to you. One of them will not be there in 3 weeks. See you in a minute. You are a wonderful. You are a wonderful to me. Don't you see? My name is Kay. Well, then that mean you might gain two people. Shit. That mean you're not in the right place at the right time with the right people to have to cut somebody out of your life. Maybe that's a beautiful thing in and of itself. Who knows? Subscribe. You special. I'm special. We special. We are so special that everybody is especially special. Being special.